Hello and welcome to Better HR in 10 Minutes, where we take a question for HR and in 10 minutes or less discuss it from the point of view of a trainer and from a labor and employment law attorney. I'm Rodney Klein, I'm the trainer.
And I'm Sarah Glasser. I'm the employment attorney. Keep in mind that the things that Rodney and I talk about are not legal advice.
Thanks, Sarah. Sarah, I get some questions about this, and I know that you get some questions about this, is what is a bona fide occupation qualification and what should I know about it? So I'm just going to pitch this to you because this is an interesting question and something that I get from time to time.
Yeah. Okay. So, admittedly, we wanted to talk about this because it's come up in our kind of not in our personal lives, but our separate client interactions, and I think okay. So BFOQ is not just a really fun word to say, but it sounds like it's something from Roald Dahl. Like James and the Giant Peach or something. So when you the BFG, okay. When you are hiring, when you are posting for a position or you are hiring, generally speaking, your job posting is not supposed to seek out an aspect of your candidate that falls into one of the protected categories. In other words, you can't say, I want to hire someone who is under the age of 40 for this position, or I want to hire someone who is not disabled or is of a particular race or a particular sex to fill this position. And I think everybody knows that, but there's this tiny little exception to that rule, which is when some of the protected classes are actually a qualification of the position. So in other words, a bona fide qualification of the position is that you are under the age of something or you are of this particular sex. Then provided you can actually prove that, then you can make that protected characteristic a qualification of employment. The challenge with this is that it is, as Rodney, I know you want to tell everybody, like this is so rare that it is actually supportable, that it's pretty much never. So tell me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, usually people will start off by saying, well, would this be a BFOQ? And more than half the time my answer is, yeah, no, it's not. Never for race, occasionally for gender, and very occasionally for national origin. But for the most part, this is something
Religion.
that very, very, very rarely. In fact, I can't even come up with a really good example for that. But I would say that for the most part, I just refer people back to their attorneys because you really need somebody to check this out. Because a lot of times, the reason that I can definitively say no most of the time is because what they're saying is, well, my customer base would be more comfortable with, and when they start to question out that way, then the answer is always no. You can't fall back on the bigotry, let's say, of your customer base as a defense for this. So is that what you're running across, or is there other things that are more complicated than this?
No, I mean, you've got it in a nutshell. But the question for me, so when you tell people to call me, the question for me, of course, there are the easy ones. Yeah, this you can't hire somebody because they don't look like you can't not hire someone because they don't look like your customer base or they don't talk like your constituents or something like that. That is never a reason to take someone's race or not race, national origin or something like that into account. But there are the closer cases where you can see a reason why someone might prefer to have a particular gender providing a particular type of service, or perhaps if you are a restaurant like Twin Peaks or Hooters, why you might want to hire someone who is of a particular sex. And those are the more difficult questions. And so the actual legal analysis, and like y'all call your lawyer if you're going to do this, don't DIY this one. But the actual legal analysis for this is this like the only way that the job can get done? So if we're talking about having someone of the same gender for privacy related reasons, is there any other way to get over this problem or to solve this problem other than hiring somebody based on their gender? And if you are confident that if you are called to task and called to defend your decision, that you are able to show that you thought about every other possible solution and you were not able to come up with one, then maybe it's a BFOQ.
Yeah, I think the message is don't wave at that, because that's probably not going to end well for you. But I think that's a good conversation, and I think that does it for the question today. And please let us know if we can be of any help to you.